kids' syllabus. Most of you will already have a copy of this. We're looking at the green belt. First technique, hopping front kick off the front leg. And instructions say on the syllabus, bring the rear knee up and then kick with the opposite leg. Hopping front kick with the front leg. Okay, so from our fighting stance, the opponent is out of range, so you can't reach them with a regular front kick. So we're going to bring the rear knee up and kick with the front leg. So let me double check the instructions. Bring rear knee up, then kick with the opposite leg. Bring the rear knee up. That will bring your hips forward and in a position where you become more powerful off the front leg, because the front leg will become the back leg. While that's in the air, there's the front kick. Okay, so I might be standing all the way back here. You can see how much range I can cover, or I might just do it on the spot. So you decide depending on the distancing. So there's my opponent there. There's the front kick. Ball of the foot, toes pulled back. So hitting with this bone underneath the ball of the foot, unless you got boots on. You could hit with the heel. If you were kicking to the groin, which you probably wouldn't use a hopping front kick, but you point the foot, you can kick with this part of the foot or the shin. Now the groin kick is actually the best kick of all. Let's have a look at the next technique. Kids green belt, step up knee. Step the back leg forward and knee with the opposite leg. Step the back leg forward and knee with the opposite leg. Okay, so instead of doing a hop, which we did with the last technique, which is in the air, we're doing a step, so we're grounded. They're a bit more powerful. You'll also learn jumping later, which is another form of moving. And see if there's any tips here for you. Step up kicks are done with the front leg only. Okay, so that one is step up knee. Step the back leg forward, knee with opposite leg. Step the back leg forward, knee with opposite leg. Step the back leg forward, knee with opposite leg. Step the back leg forward, knee with opposite leg. So again, when you learn your basic techniques, everything's on the spot. Your knees are on the spot, your front legs are on the spot. But now we're teaching you how to cover distance because your opponent won't always be in range. Okay, so this one with the step up, and knee. I could do step up, push kick. I could do step up, roundhouse. I could do step up, side kick. Okay. With the side kick, we would normally step across. I'm just showing you how you can use the step up footwork with most of the kicks. Alright, next technique. We've got stand from base. So this is a Buddha kick used from the floor, then swing the leg behind the fighting stance and stand up with guard. This is a jiu-jitsu technique, and it's used if you're ended up on the ground. So you've fallen over, maybe kick, punch, fallen over, you've been knocked over, or you're already on the ground. You just might be having a picnic on the ground, and someone approaches. I'll go this way. Someone approaches you. Now, if there's going to be some trouble, an altercation, I can't just go like this and get up and you get hit and kicked. Person's right in front of me. I need a guard there first of all. Support your weight and have a look. This rear hand and this leg will bring you up. You get back up to standing. Okay, again I'll try to explain it step by step. We're on the ground. Opponent's coming. I might have been falling over, might have already been in a fight. Someone's kicked my legs out or hit me, and I've ended up, boom, on the ground. Opponent's here. I'll make sure they're in front of me as they move around. They don't want to cop these legs. They don't want to get caught between my legs in a wrestle. They're going to try to get around you. Wherever they go, you follow. Don't let them get around to the side. Okay, so first thing is you need some protection here. You can't get up like this, you're going to get hit. Okay, so whichever hand's guarding, which will be your front hand, because there's my fighting stand, the other hand is going to push you off. And then the diagonal, so I can't push off with the same side for the diagonal leg and arm, that's what lifts you up. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add a booty kick, which is using this part of the foot here, to kick towards them first. So rather than just go like this and let them hit you while you get up, we're going to throw a fake technique at them. So if someone's throwing the booty kick at me, so we're here, boom, if someone was to throw that from the floor to me, I'm going to jump back because they hit me here. Hyperextended knee reconstruction. Okay, so they're on the ground, I want to get around and jump on top of them. They throw that fast kick, I jump back, and in the second they jump back, you stand up. So instead of them bang, bang while you're standing up, they throw that booty kick, or you'll be throwing the booty kick in the technique. You either hit them with it and get up after as you're hitting them, or you throw it and they jump back, you're straight up. So the booty kick gives you a little bit of room and a little bit of time. So one more time, they're right there. I could break their knee. Even if I miss the knee, I'll get myself a second of time. They'll jump back, boom, straight back up. Boom. You will end up in a longer stance. It's very difficult to end up in a perfect fighting stance because you'll tip over, you need your leg to go behind, but we're going to adjust it. Here, so here, kick, strong stance, adjust. Okay, so that's standing from base, very important one. It's actually quite a tiring one as well because you're going from standing to sitting, that uses a lot of energy, so it's good exercise. The next one, 3-direction elbow. Now later we have a combination called 6-direction elbow. This is the first 3 moves of the longer one. So when you learn these, later you will learn another 3 added on. So it's your different directions of throwing elbow techniques. So one is downward elbow, so the elbow is coming downward. The next one is a horizontal, which is the front hand, horizontal. And the last one is a rear elbow, striking upward. So let's have a look at how these work. From our fighting stance, the first elbow chops straight down. Okay, so lift the elbow fast and rip it straight down. Cutting here, blood in the eyes. Kids don't sound very nice, and you don't want to be doing this obviously at school and on people. I'm talking about a real situation. Someone's trying to drag you into their car, kidnapping, that sort of thing. If you have to use it, you have to use it. Not against school friends mucking around. Okay, so chop. Chop, look at this guard. It protects even more. It doesn't go like that. A lot of people do. When a lot of people throw the elbow, they drop that one for some reason. This is wide open. And you don't do this either. The elbow is already protecting that side of your face. You need to protect the other side, just like punching. Okay, so you don't do this sort of stuff. I've seen people do that, I'm not sure where that's come from. So point of the elbow, ripping, tearing here. Okay. On the bag and close here. Rush! Rush! So that's a downward. Get it as downward as possible because you can actually get that between someone's guard if your shoulder's flexible enough. If your shoulder's not that flexible, just move your head out a bit. Try to get it coming down as much as possible. Keep your hands open for this one. You could do it with a fist, it actually becomes tight and awkward. This is a lot sharper. Okay, so it's just downward, go to the back leg. Same as when you're throwing a punch. If you look at the downward elbow, it's the same as an overhand punch. An overhand punch If it missed, it's the same technique as a downward elbow. So you already know this technique really. And then after that one, my body is turned. So I'm going to come back with a horizontal elbow. This one's guarding, horizontal elbow. Okay, so 1, 2. Okay, straight across. 1, 2. All in the body. 1, 2. 1, 2. And if you look at the horizontal elbow, it's exactly how you've learned hook punch before. So you learn hook punch, boom. Now what if you missed with your hook? Boom, becomes an elbow anyway. We're just going to turn the fist. So it's like a hook punch, exactly the same, and hit with the elbow. So you already know the body mechanics and the movement for this technique. So it should be really easy to pick up for you. 1, 2, 3. Okay, what's that third one look like? We'll go 1 down, 2 across, 3 up. Okay, look at that, up. And make a fist, up. It's your uppercut. Exactly the same, but extend it under the chin. 1, 2, 3. I better do a side on view. Downward, horizontal, up. Guard, the opposite guard is always up. So this elbow becomes your guard. This elbow becomes your guard. Twist through. I'll do one from this side. 1, 2, 3. All right. Green belt. Next technique is switch knee. This one does take a little bit of coordination. If you haven't got the coordination straight away, you just need to practice. So everyone will get this. It's a little bit tricky with the coordination, but very important to learn the switch. This one's called a switch knee, but you need to know the switch because then you can do switch roundhouse, switch push kick, switch front kick. You can use the switch. You can use the switch with a punch. Okay, so it's the footwork that's the most important, not the knee. So let's look at the footwork first. I'll do a front view. It's a fast switch. Look at my head. It's not in front of the opponent anymore. By switching, I've slipped out of range of their punches. I've moved myself, and my opponent's directly in front of me. I've moved myself onto an angle. They're still coming at me that way. So say you're charging me like a raging bull, coming right at me. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, so the switch got me out of the way. The switch can allow me to do a knee. The switch can allow me to do a kick. The switch can allow me to switch and punch, and the switch will take me offline, which is a defensive technique. So the switch is what we have to look at. Now a lot of people do this with a switch, which is not correct. They just switch their stance. Okay, so let's have a look at how it should be done. The front leg, which is your weaker leg, will become your back leg, it will become your powerful leg. Because from here, you don't have as much run up and distance as from here. You've got a lot more range to generate power. The switch itself, the movement, the opponent often reacts to that. So if I'm sparring someone and they go like that, I'm going like, because you react to that movement, you think something's coming. So that puts them off a beat. They react to that and then pop, pop. So they react to that, crack, crack. So they're still in shock from the first switch and trying to work out what happened there, and then you're throwing your techniques at them. So the front leg will become your back leg, and what was your back leg will become your front leg. Okay, so here, 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Now when you step this leg out, step it a bit out, not directly forwards, okay? Because it's giving us an angle at the same time. When we do a lot of our kicks and punches, we step. Person's coming at me, I move, bang, bang. Okay. Person's coming at me, I step, boom, boom. I use the switch there instead of a regular step. I'm throwing a kick, I just don't stand in front of my opponent and kick so they can punch me back. I'll step, kick, okay, so I'm out of range, but they're in my range. Okay, same thing. 1, 2, a little bit off. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. I'll slow it down again. 1, 2. 1, 2. Yep, do it with me. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Okay, so for this technique we're adding the knee. So the most important thing is the switch. We're going to add a knee. So how can we add the knee? Very easily. This leg's going to become the powerful leg by dropping back and then knee. 1, 2, knee. 1, 2, knee. 1, 2, knee. Now I might have my guard up, might not even be grabbing my opponent. Push. They might have their guard like this. I can hold their guard. Push. I can hold them around the back of the head. Grapple around the back of the head when I throw the knee. Push. Good throw a kick. Good throw a kick. Alright, so that's a pretty thorough explanation for the green belt switch knee. Hopping push kick with the back leg. And so we did a hopping push kick, a hopping front kick earlier on this belt. Now we're doing a hopping push kick with the back leg. Whenever you see this hopping, jumping, you know you're covering distance. Okay, so my opponent's out of range, so the opponent's a punching bag. How am I going to reach them with a push kick? So I'm pretty sure we said that's a push kick we're doing for this one. Hopping push kick, yep, off the back leg. So I can't reach them. So I'm going to throw the kick anyway, and I'm going to use that weight and that force and that momentum to drag this other leg behind, and that's the hop. So watch this other leg. Push. Okay, so watch this bottom leg. I'm 2 meters away from the bag now. Watch this front leg hop. Push. Okay. So that's the hop there. We throw the push kick. I'll do it with a knee. We can do it with most techniques. I'll do it with the knee. There's the knee. My opponent's too far away. I'm still going to throw the knee. I'm going to put everything into it. Just let this leg push, drag behind. So the technique you're doing for this belt, hopping push kick. Push. Okay, so that's not too difficult, that one. You've learned push kick before. Really, we're just putting into advanced footwork. Jumping knee, also called flying knee. Okay, so this one, step the back leg forward, push off with that leg, and knee with the same leg. Okay, so this one is push off and knee with the same leg. There are a couple of variations. This is one variation. So we're going to step through with the rear leg. So this is, in my case, it's my right leg. Most would be a right leg. So I'm going to step through with the right leg. I'm going to push off the ground. So this same leg is going to launch me into the air with the right leg, and the same leg will do the knee. So everything's off the right leg. Step through with the right leg, push off the ground, launch with the right leg, and knee with the right leg. Let's make sure this one the knee, because we could do it with a kick as well. Yep, this one's with the knee. So, step, knee. Step through, knee. Step through, knee. You could add a different kick if you wanted to. It's not in the syllabus for this level. I'll do the same thing again. Step through, front kick. Step through with the right, take off with the right, kick with the right. Okay, so we would call that a jumping roundhouse kick. Step through and take off, kick with the same leg. Okay, it sounds confusing, but that identifies the kick very clearly. I identified it as a roundhouse kick. I identified it as I was going to step through, take off, and kick with that same leg. Because the other way of doing it is I could step through, push off with that leg, but kick with the opposite leg. So that's what we have to identify. correctly. So the other way would be, which you don't have to know for now, I'll do a side kick. I'm going to step through with the right leg, take off, launch into the air with the right leg, but I'm going to kick with the left leg. Alright, so a bit of understanding of terminology. So that's the green belt syllabus. There's also tonfa, and I've got a separate video on understanding the tonfa. Alright, let's have a look at pro purple belt.